I really focused first on the campus culture, what is it, and realized pretty quickly we were in a bad situation. So I looked for what I call low-hanging fruit or very quick wins. What are some things that you can do to turn this around? And one thing I did that summer, I came in June and I switched the master schedule to go from 7 periods for the kids to 8 periods because they had all failed. There was a real concern about academic achievement. Okay. So I changed the master schedule and double blocked some things that they needed more, gave them more opportunity to graduate and get the support they needed.
Okay.
So I did that. So gave a little fewer minutes in every class, but enough time and more time for kids to be successful. And then I just really, something we've been doing now on the district level, but listen to the teachers. I brought those department heads in right away and said, what do we need to do? Kind of brought them together, brought them kolaches and said, hey, what can we do to work together? So really, tapped in on what the leadership on the campus felt like we could do. And then I started doing some things pretty quickly. I'd say one of the probably high leverage events, and I didn't plan it, they had a grant through an organization, and the grant did not give the teachers a lot of credibility. There was a consultant that came in.
Okay.
And was kind of degrading. And the first time I experienced this, I was really taken aback. It's like, that's not okay. And the grant was for like $50,000. So we had to kind of finish out the contract, and we didn't have time for that. I'm telling you, it was not going to be good for the staff. And so after the second time the grant lady came, I had the staff just give a review, a summary of the experience, of the professional learning experience. And I gave it to the grant lady. I didn't even look at it. And it was so bad that they didn't want to come back. We just kind of ended the contract and we didn't need it. It was bringing them down. I know that's kind of confusing, but it was really
I understand that.
Bringing them down. The people were coming in from the outside and they were disrespecting or degrading the abilities of the staff. And so they felt like they couldn't do it and the grant people felt like they didn't do it. So the first thing I had to do is remove that grant people, that person, the consultant, it just didn't work well. Yeah. And so we took the money loss and I just said, hey, we've got enough. We're good. And then we started from scratch from the people in the organization.
Sure.
The outside wasn't helping. We needed to build them up from the inside.
Okay. Karen, I appreciate your sensitivity to culture. And you've mentioned the way it felt when you were there. And part of that is how dignified people or respected people feel for the work that they're doing. And it is something fragile that we can easily be condescending or talk down when really we need to be lifting up. Coaching, versus demeaning. And I can imagine how removing a negative person from that who was a perceived expert put some people over to you, because I would imagine some of the staff was thankful to not. So that was a pretty quick win.
Big win. It was very quick. Within a few months.
Credibility for you.
Yes. And then I said, okay, we can do this. So we kind of got the external out. Now you got to build it from the people that you have. What can we do to build this up? And really from then on, they felt like they could do it, started to say, we don't need outside help. Y'all are good enough. That was the message.
That's so confidence building.
And and I just, it happened onto it. I didn't know. I was just not happy with the way we were being treated. And so I felt we don't need that. You don't have time. I think that's one thing that I've learned is if you need to do something and you can do it, don't wait. Don't be tied to a schedule. We live in a time where you have to be flexible and responsive. Yeah. So I would say, really, and I go back to 3 words: listen, then learn, and respond.
Yes.
And that is almost what we live by at that building, at the district level. Listen, learn, and then respond, and don't wait.